So I'm back in downtown LA, and I thought I'd socialize with this guy here, this Assamite named Akeem.
Welcome back, young Canine.
May I ask you a few questions?
Perhaps.
Can you tell me a little more about yourself?
What is there to tell? I am a lover book. You need just learn to read.
Come on, I'd really like to know more.
If you must. My name is Akeem al-Qasim ibn Ali al-Khariri. In my mortal life, I used to be a Muslim priest, a scholar, and a poet.
Go on.
It seems my passion for education has drawn the attention of the local Assamite vizier in the area of the Aral Sea.
I see.
So, long story short, I was embraced and thus given the chance to continue my pursuit of knowledge for a while longer.
How long ago were you embraced?
I believe about 400 years ago, give or take a few decades.
Do you like being a vampire?
If not for one, I could not answer that question. So you figure it out.
What sect are you from?
None. I consider myself a freelance book trader.
Okay, how long ago were you embraced? We already asked him that. Do you like being a vampire? Yep, that's very cool. May we change the subject?
Perhaps.
Can you tell me a little about the independent clans?
Of course. Which clan are you interested in?
I'd like to know about the Assamites.
We Hashemites are the nobles of the Middle East. Despite enjoying a rather foul reputation of assassins and diablerists here in the West, most of us are improved guardians and scholars. I myself am a vizier. We are the cast of artists and mentors. Most of us are dedicated to seeking knowledge and inspiration and to preserving it. A rather noble quest, I believe.
Seems like it. May I ask about another clan?
Of course. Which clan are you interested in?
Can you tell me about the Bali?
The Bari are nothing more than pity-dipped worshippers and infernalists who seek greater power through communion with otherworldly entities. Stay away from them, young friend, for they are wretched, power-hungry, and treacherous. Give them the chance, and they will not hesitate to use you, curse you, and corrupt you.
Good to know. I'd like to learn about a different clan.
Of course. Which clan are you interested in?
What's behind the followers of Set?
The Sithites firmly believe that the founder of their clan was the ancient Egyptian god Set. Preparing for his return to one day consume the world, the Sithites spent most of their nights seeking to reduce the influence of both the Sabbat and the Camarilla, polishing their skills in corruption, deceit, and ancient sorcery.
Interesting. I'd like to hear about a different clan.
Of course. Which clan are you interested in?
I'd like to know about another clan.
Sure.
I'd like to know more about the Ishtari.
The Glutons are the African branch of the Toreador bloodline and the artists and visionaries of the Libo, claiming to be descendants of the Babylonian goddess Ishtar. They spend most of their time spying, gathering information, and forging alliances. These kindred share the weakness of the Ravnus in that each Ishtari has a unique vice that they inevitably must indulge, lest it drives them mad.
Okay, that's interesting. The way he's describing the Ishtari, this is like the Deva in the New World of Darkness. The Deva are pretty much a combination of the Bruja, the Toreador, and the Ravnos, in that they have Bruja disciplines, they have Toreador fluff, they have Toreador backstory, and their clan weakness is that of the Ravnos, at least in the New World of Darkness First Edition. In the second edition of the New World of Darkness, they still have Bruja disciplines and Toreador backstory, but their weakness is that if they feed twice on a specific mortal, they actually become bloodbound to that mortal, which is an interesting weakness. In that they either have to feed from a different person each night, or they become enslaved to their own victims. This blood bond is kind of unfortunate for the victim because when a vampire is obsessed with you, he or she will do lots of terrible things just to be with you, and the blood bond will only be broken when the mortal dies. So what happens is if a second edition Deva feeds on the same person twice, that Deva will become obsessed with that person until that person dies. So they either leave a lot of dead bodies in their wake, or they tend to feed on a different person each night. Usually, the high humanity Deva will try to feed on a different person each night. But sometimes you run into the same person twice and you become bloodbound to him or her. That really sucks. Okay, I've rambled enough. Okay, cool, but I have another clan I'd like to ask about.
Of course. Which clan are you interested in?
I'd like to know about another clan.
Sure.
I'd like some information about the Osebo.
The Osebu carry the nickname the Pride for a reason. Not only are they amongst the most fierce warriors of Africa, but like the members of the parent clan Baruha, they are more prone to giving in to the beast within and indulging their taste for kidnapping, rape, and murder.
Okay, I'll make sure to steer clear of them. Tell me of another clan.
Of course. Which clan are you interested in?
Okay, Asamai's Bali said, I'd like to know about another clan.
Sure.
What should I know about the Salubri? That's us.
Known to most other clans as diabolic and corrupt, the Salubri are in truth perhaps the most noble clan amongst all Canaanites. Healers, mystics, and scholars, the Salubri spend their unlife in search for the path to Golconda, the mysterious ancient city where the father of their bloodline soul altar reportedly found serenity and inner peace.
So I'm one of the good guys?
That you are, but also one of the hunted, mistrusted, and nearly extinct. My advice to you, young Unicorn, tread lightly.
Thanks for the advice. What about the other clans?
Of course. Which clan are you interested in?
Okay, I'd like to know about another clan.
Sure.
And the last one, do you know anything about the Semedi?
There's a good reason why the Samedi look and smell like rotting corpses. They are impossible to blend into mortal society, possibly due to the pieces of rotting flesh always falling off of them. They are mostly loners that don't care about any sect or politics, seeking solitude in their study of death, which they seem to be quite obsessed with.
They sound disgusting. Let's move on to another clan.
Of course. Which clan are you interested in?
Okay, I think I've exhausted all of the dialogue options. You know what? Semedi.
There's a good reason.
Let's skip this. Skip. May I ask you another question?
Perhaps.
Okay, I have other questions.
Sure.
Tell me about the jihad.
The jihad is the darker, more sinister cousin of human politics, the social application of Canaanites' lust for power. In most kindred societies, there are a number of rules and laws that regulate the relations of its members. Violating them makes one susceptible to brutal and fatal punishment.
Go on.
Thus, any direct hostile approach toward your enemies within your clan or sect could easily result in you violating these rules and finding yourself on the receiving end of the axe. So, to get those that oppose you dispossessed or destroyed, you must instead weave secret plots against them, wrap them up in intrigue, treachery, and deceit,
I'm listening.
and they respond accordingly. And it goes back and forth until one of you makes the wrong move and falls. And then someone else takes up the vacant spot, and it starts all over again. That, my young friend, is the jihad.
Wow, I had no idea. Thanks.
Sure.
What's with that Gehenna thing?
Gehenna is supposed to be the night in which the clan's forefathers, the antediluvians, shall wake up and consume the world. In my personal opinion, this is nothing but an interesting symbiosis of superstition, misunderstood prophecies, and wishful thinking.
Go on.
Will the antediluvians indeed wake up one day? Well, possibly. But from there it gets rather delusional. And if they wake up, so what? Antediluvians coexisted in peace and harmony with their own bloodlines for centuries. They have awakened from their torpor so many times in the past, and if they consume the world? Apparently not.
I'm listening.
In any case, the historian named Beckett too tends to dismiss its credibility, and he knows more about kindred lore than any of us. Maybe you should ask him, should you ever have the chance to meet him, that is.
You know Beckett?
Yes, he has been a very useful source of information to me regarding my area of interest on several occasions in the past, and so have I been to him, I dare believe.
He seems to know a lot.
It seems to me that you have already met the Lone Wolf. Interesting. Despite his rugged appearance, he is among the more noble of our kind. You will do well to heed his advice, young child.
I'll consider it. Let's talk about something else.
Sure.
Okay, I think we've exhausted his dialogue options. May I return to my previous questions?
Perhaps.
Okay, actually, I don't have any other questions. Alright, we've finished talking to this guy. We've learned a lot about the backstory of Vampire the Masquerade. Okay, let's move on to other stuff.